Okay, good morning. Let us now directly jump into the subject of this video. Okay, I know I'm little late on this, but few of the students asked me to do a video on presentation techniques for theory subjects as well as for practical subjects also. I'll be doing this video, okay, on both theory subjects and practical subjects. Okay, it may take 5 to 6 minutes, and it is worth watching all the 5 minutes or 6 minutes. Okay, let's jump into law or audit papers. So mostly these are theory subjects. Okay, theory subjects where point number one, what you need to keep in mind is, okay, before you start writing the answer, first of all, please try to understand for how many marks the question is given for. Okay, there may be a question of 3 which carries 3 or 2 marks or 4 or 5 marks. Okay, based on that your answer must be framed. Okay, say let us take one small example. Dividend. Okay, dividend once declared in the AGM, it must be paid within 30 days. It must be paid within 30 days. There are some exceptions for non-payment of dividend within 30 days. There won't be any penalties on the directors of the company even if it is not paid. Okay, there are some 4 or 5 exceptions. Imagine there are 4 or 5 exceptions. Now in the question they'll ask you, okay, regarding one exception, whether in that case is it okay fine for the company not to pay the dividend. This is the question they may ask. Okay, for that reason, if it is given for 4 or 5 marks, you need to explain all the 5 exceptions, write all the exceptions first of all. Okay, and then pick up the exception which is given in the exam, okay, which is given in the question. This is how you need to answer. First of all, you need to write the provision for the same. Okay, the section, quote the section number if you know well. If you do not know the section number well, don't quote that. Don't unnecessarily, okay, reduce your marks which can be awarded to you. Okay, because quoting wrong section number may fetch you less number of marks when compared to non-quoting of the, okay, right section number. Now, so write the provision first of all, explain, okay, write all the exceptions and then write or explain that exception which is asked in the examination, whether it is valid or not. You need to explain if it is given for 5 marks. However, if the same question is given for 2 or 3 marks, then you are just required to answer straight the exception which is asked in the examination. So the content of your answer will depend upon for how many marks the question is given for in the examination. Okay, based on that you need to answer. If you do the same, then wastage of time will be reduced. Okay, if it is asked for 2 marks, write as per 2 marks question only. Okay, if you are asked to write the answer for 5 marks, then try to explain it detail. Okay, now so as it is theory subject, it may take lot of time to write everything, because your job is more in writing. Okay, lot of time you need to spend on writing and lot of speed you need to have, in fact. Okay, for that purpose, spend less time on 2 marks, spend more time on 5 marks. As it is theory subject of which carries 100 marks. Okay, it may require you to answer around 18 to 22 questions in 3 hours. For that reason, you need to improve your handwritten, okay, handwriting speed, and you need to focus more on the content. Don't waste any time on okay, changing the color of pens or drawing the margin, etc. Okay, so rather than doing that, focus more on the content. Try to give the best content in your answers. Okay, this is the first important point you need to remember. Okay, done. Quoting section number, it is required. I know when you aggregate all the answers, when you write with section numbers, it may fetch you around 1 or 2 marks extra at the end. Okay, however, if you quote wrong answer, it may in reverse, okay, fetch you less marks of 2 to 3 marks. Okay, for that reason, if you know well, write there. If you do not know, okay, ignore that and write as per the provisions of Companies Act 2013, as per the standards. Okay, as per relevant standard. Okay, it may be either for law or either for audit. For law it is section number, for audit it is standard number. When the question is asked in auditing, okay, now what you need to remember, this video is applicable for CA Inter and CA Final also. Okay, coming examinations are, okay, this video is relevant for auditing also. While you write the answers for auditing, wherever it is possible, try to link, okay, the concepts very well relating to different standards. Say for example, okay, when you are asked to write the reporting responsibilities of auditor in relation to fraud, you need to quote standard number 240. You need to quote standard number 240. Along with that, you need to quote 143 subsection number 12 for that matter. Okay, of Companies Act 2013, reporting of fraud to central government. And then you need to write CARO. Okay, 11th clause, 3 subclauses. Okay, 11th clause, 3 subclauses you need to write. Okay, for that matter, you need to link all the 3 when you were asked in the examination relating to fraud. So to the maximum extent, you just need to, okay, you just need to try to link the concepts whenever it is asked in the examination. So to maximum extent you need to link here and there when you know perfectly. This is how you need to write your answer to fetch more marks. Okay, so unless you follow that, okay, unless you follow that, you won't be getting 4 out of 5. Okay, you will be awarded only 2 or 2.5 when you write the straight answer when it is asked for 5 marks question. Okay, now this is relating to law and audit. Now next important point is, okay, are the stepwise markings available for practical subjects? Either it can be, okay, accounting, or it can be FM or SFM. Okay, for that matter, what my answer is going to be, okay, stepwise markings are always available. However, one thing you need to remember is, okay, when you have 5 steps in your answer, say for example in amalgamation question, okay, you need to identify the purchase consideration and then you need to go to the next steps of the answer. At last you will be writing the balance sheet. Okay, these are the steps. Step number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now what the examiner will do, okay, he'll check whether your answer for step number 1 is right or wrong. If your answer for step number 1 is right, then they may award you 3 marks for the step number 1. Okay, if the answer for step number 1 is wrong, then these 3 marks won't be available for you. Okay, and then what you need to remember is, if this answer is required to be taken in step number 2 and step number 2 is based on answer of step number 1, obviously if step number 1 answer is wrong, step number 2 answer will also be wrong. In that case, okay, you won't be awarded with any marks right from step number 1. If step number 1 depends on answer of step number 1, and if you commit any mistake in step number 1, obviously for step number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everything will be gone, okay, when you commit any mistake in step number 1, which is to be carried forward to step number 2. So stepwise markings are there, but what you need to remember, step number 1 should be right. The answer for step number 1, the answer for step number 2 should be right. If the answer for everything is wrong, then there won't be any, okay, marks which are awarded to you. Okay, this is for practical or theory subjects. Okay, now there may be many people, okay, many students who at the time of their preparation, they spend more time on looking into the answer, okay, rather than practicing it on paper by hand. Okay, so mostly like people like me, okay, even I do the same. When I was preparing for my CA final or CA inter, I spent a lot of time on looking into the answers rather than solving on paper. Okay, those students, however, anyway it is the first time you are practicing in the examination itself. Okay, you need to check your calculator, whatever the calculations you are, okay, you have made, okay, twice. So when you write the answer, before writing that answer, you need to check the calculations again. So for those people who have already, okay, prepared well, practiced well before the examination, they don't need to check the calculations twice in the examination. Okay, for those who did not practice well before the examination, they need to look after their calculations, because one calculation mistake in a calculator may fetch you 0 marks out of 10 out of 12. Okay, for that matter, okay, you need to remember that. Check the calculations once you are writing in the answer sheet. Okay, I guess you are all getting the point very, very clear. Okay, now what kind of mistakes you can do, okay, in the examination while writing the practical questions of accounts or SFM, okay, you may carry the wrong question from the question paper into the given section of your answer paper. Let us talk about that. Okay, when you start the answer, you will write the facts which are given in the exam question. Okay, keeping the side heading given facts. Okay, you will write here something carrying from question paper itself. Okay, you just need to take care how you are carrying that information into your answer sheet. Don't make any mistakes while carrying, okay, into the answer sheets. Okay, this is first step number 1 where you may go wrong. Okay, coming to point number 2, calculation mistakes. Point number 2, it is what? Calculation mistakes. Okay, if you are lacking practice of doing sums at home, okay, problems at home, then check your calculations twice before writing the answer in your answer paper. Okay, this is point number 2. Point number 3, so answer of one page, when it is carried forward to next page, there may be some mistake. Like if the end of your, okay, if one answer you get like 1 lakh rupees in one page, and if it is carried forward to next page, if you keep 6 zeros instead of 5 zeros, then the answer may completely go wrong. You need to take care how you are carrying forward this particular answer to the next page. It happened, it happened to me also. Okay, these are all the facts I am giving to you based on my personal experience. Okay, all the mistakes I have done in the examination, okay, lost many of the marks, many of the attempts. Okay, now I request you to take care before writing something on your answer paper. Okay, so this is all for the presentation tips for theory subjects and practical subjects. Okay, and one more thing I just need to tell you is handwriting. Okay, is it relevant, is it required to have good handwriting in the examination? Okay, no, in fact it is no. Okay, however your answer may be handwriting, maybe you will be awarded with good marks only, but one thing you need to remember is your answer must be legible in a understandable manner. It must be there. It may not be good, it may not be looking good, however it must be in a understandable manner. At least you must write in English, legible English. Okay, that is what you are expected from, okay, when you write the answer in the examination. Okay, for that matter I just want to wish you all the best, as today we are going to start. Okay, for CA final there will be an examination today, and from tomorrow onwards there will be, okay, examination of we'll be starting the ICA is conducting the examinations for IPCC also, CA Inter also from tomorrow. Okay, I wish all the success with you. Okay, be confident while you are writing the examination or while you are going for the examination, because okay, even if you okay, if you are tensed, if you are worried about your question paper, nothing is going to be changed. When nothing is going to be changed, okay, there is no point of worrying about it. So unless you will be able to change something, you can worry of it. Okay, if it is not in your hands, don't, okay, spend some time on worrying. Okay, instead, okay, focus on your studies, focus on your books, be confident, write the examination well. If you are confident enough to write the examination, even your handwriting speed also will be increased, so that you will be able to answer 90 to 95 marks in the examination. Okay, so minimum I expect you to write 90 to 95 marks. Okay, I hope you understand the content which is given in the video well, and all the best from my side for your examination in May 2022. Thank you. This is CA Ravikiran Bala signing off now. Thank you. Bye bye.